Most people do not retire broke because they forgot to buy enough index funds. They retire stressed because they never gave their money a job description. My 2033 retirement plan is simple. Build enough income, reduce enough risk, and create enough flexibility so future me is not eating cereal for dinner while pretending it is a lifestyle choice. If you are in your 40s, 50s, or even your ambitious 30s, the next few years matter a lot. Not because retirement planning is scary, but because compound interest is like a snowball rolling downhill. Except this snowball can pay your light bill. By 2033, I want my portfolio to give me choices. Work because I want to, not because my bank account is standing behind me with a clipboard. Quick note, for a deeper dive related to wealth generation, get my book, The Wealth Basics, a practical guide to investing and building generational wealth, the stuff we should have learned in high school, available on Amazon. Link is in the description. Let's get started. Here's the plan. First, I'll show you the 2033 target. Second, I'll show you the math behind the plan. Third, I'll show you the system I'm using to get there without needing to live under a bridge and call it financial minimalism. My 2033 goal is not just a magic number. It is a retirement readiness system built around 3 buckets: growth, income, and cash. Growth is for long-term appreciation. Income is for covering expenses. Cash is for emergencies, market downturns, and the occasional life-is-lifing moment. The IRS says the 2026 employee contribution limit for 401k, 403b, most 457 plans, and the thrift savings plan is $24,500, with a general age 50 catch-up of $8,000 and a higher catch-up of $11,250 for ages 60 through 63. The IRA limit is $7,500, with a $1,100 catch-up for age 50 and older. Translation: if you are close to retirement, the tax code is basically saying, "Sir, ma'am, please sprint responsibly." But here's where most people get this wrong. They focus on the retirement date, but not the retirement engine. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and is not financial, legal, or tax advice. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Consider your goals, time horizon, and risk tolerance before investing. Speak with a certified financial advisor to help you develop a customized plan. Now let's get back to learning. Here is the basic math. If my annual lifestyle target is $80,000, and I want my portfolio to provide half of that, then I need about $40,000 per year from investments. Using a simple 4% withdrawal starting point, that means I would need roughly $1 million dedicated to producing that income. If I want a larger cushion, I raise the target to $1.2 million or more. Fidelity's retirement guidelines suggest saving 15% of pre-tax pay each year, saving enough to replace at least 45% of pre-retirement income from savings, and limiting withdrawals to about 4% to 5% of initial retirement savings, adjusted for inflation. So my plan is not, hope the market loves me. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is what you use when you check if the leftover pizza is still good. My 2033 plan has 4 moves. Move 1. Maximize tax-advantaged investing where possible, especially if there is an employer match. Move 2. Keep investing in broad, diversified assets for growth and dividend income. Move 3. Build a cash reserve so I do not have to sell investments during a downturn. Move 4. Create a tax-aware withdrawal plan before retirement, not after panic has entered the chat. Now let me show you how my personal portfolio is organized, because this is where the plan gets practical. I use 4 main accounts, and each account has a specific job. My primary investment accounts are with Merrill Lynch and Fidelity. As of July 31st, 2026, my Merrill Lynch account was $198,824.99, and my Fidelity account was $940,457.18. Together, those two accounts totaled $1,139,282.17. And just to be clear, that figure does not include every account I own, and it does not include my emergency fund, Roth IRA, and Roth 401k. These are my long-term flexibility accounts. Inside the Roth bucket, I use 3 sleeves. 1. Real assets. Commodities, gold, industrial metals, uranium, and agriculture ETFs, such as COMT, GLDM, XME, URA, and DBA. 2. Growth. Broad market exposure, momentum strategies, and international developed markets, including examples like SPYM, SPMO, XMMO, XSMO, IDMO, VXUS, and SCHF. 3. Stability. Short-term fixed income ETFs such as SGOV, BILS, JAAA, and PULS. This sleeve is designed to help fund Roth conversions without forcing me to sell growth assets at the wrong time. Traditional IRA and traditional 401k. These are my tax-advantaged income accounts. The goal here is to build a dividend-focused engine that can support future withdrawals. 1. U.S. dividend ETFs. SCHD, DGRO, VIG, and CDGV. 2. International dividend ETFs. SCHY, VYMI, VIGI, and LVHI. 3. Dividend income ETFs. JEPI, DIVO, and GPIX. Right now, I have dividend reinvestment turned off, so the monthly income can be redirected into more U.S. and international dividend ETFs. Retail brokerage account. This is my taxable account, and it has 2 main jobs: stability and high-octane global growth. 1. Stability sleeve. Fixed income ETFs such as SGOV, BILS, JAAA, and PULS. 2. Growth sleeve. High-octane global growth across technology, momentum, quantum computing, aerospace and defense, international developed markets, and emerging markets. Examples include technology, VGT, large cap momentum, SPMO, mid cap momentum, XMMO, small cap momentum, XSMO, international momentum, IDMO, quantum computing, QTUM, and WQTM, aerospace and defense, SHLD and PPA, European aerospace and defense, EUAD, international developed market, SCHF, total international markets, VXUS, and emerging markets excluding China, EMXC. Emergency fund. This account is used to accumulate and hold 2 years of expenses. That way, if markets get dramatic, I do not have to sell investments just because the portfolio is temporarily acting like it needs a nap. For illustration only, here is how I think about my target allocation ranges. These are not recommendations. They are simply the ranges I use to organize my own portfolio and keep each part of the plan focused on a specific job. Stability sleeve, 40% to 45%. Dividend sleeve, 25% to 30%. Growth sleeve, 15% to 20%. Real asset sleeve, 10% to 15%. The point of this allocation is diversification by purpose. The stability sleeve is there to provide dry powder and help reduce pressure during market downturns. The dividend sleeve is designed to generate income and support future cash flow. The growth sleeve gives the portfolio long-term upside, And the real assets sleeve can help when inflation, commodities, or hard assets are having their moment. In plain English, every sleeve has a job. I do not need every part of the portfolio to win at the same time. I need the overall plan to stay balanced, flexible, and strong enough to handle different economic environments without falling off the treadmill. Now here's the part nobody talks about. The order you take money out can matter almost as much as the amount you saved. Vanguard points out that retirement tax planning is not just about how much money you withdraw. It is also about where the money comes from, when you take it, and how that income affects your taxes, Social Security, required minimum distributions, Roth conversions, and Medicare costs. The old rule of thumb is to use taxable accounts first, tax-deferred accounts second, and Roth accounts last. But in real life, the better answer is usually customized. Some years, it may make sense to pull from taxable accounts. Other years, it may make sense to do partial Roth conversions while your tax rate is lower. And some years, it may make sense to keep your income lower so taxes and Medicare premiums do not jump out from behind a bush. So my fix is simple. Before 2033, I want a written retirement income map. That map should show which accounts I plan to use first, how much cash I want to keep available, when I may consider Roth conversions, how Social Security fits into the plan, and how I will handle down markets. I also want to plan around IRMAA, which stands for Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. In plain English, IRMAA is an extra charge that can increase what higher income retirees pay for Medicare Part B, which covers doctor visits, and Medicare Part D, which covers prescription drug plans. You only pay IRMAA if your income is high enough to fall into one of Medicare's higher income tiers. That is why retirement income planning matters. The goal is not to predict the future perfectly. The goal is to avoid making emotional money decisions while the stock market is acting like it drank 3 energy drinks. Here's the recap. My 2033 retirement plan is built around 3 things: save aggressively, invest consistently, and withdraw intelligently. The number matters, but the system matters more. Build growth assets, create an income plan, keep cash for flexibility, and think about taxes before retirement shows up wearing sunglasses and asking for the remote. If you find this video helpful, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to help the channel grow and reach more investors who want to build smarter, calmer portfolios. Do you want a deeper dive into how to use AI to generate wealth? Get access to checklists, templates, real examples, ready-to-use AI prompts, and free AI agents from the Second Act Investor AI Advisory System. Grab your copy of AI Meets Finance, Investing in the Age of Artificial Intelligence, available on Amazon. Link is in the description. Continue your investment learning journey by watching the next video displayed on screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.